This is Sunday the 2nd of July 2017. We're live on the Magellan cruise ship, and we're in Lisbon in Portugal. So we'll be sailing off at 2:30. So we won't be that long before we head off now to Gibraltar next, isn't it?
Gibraltar, yeah.
Gibraltar's the next stop. So there's been few warning calls there. People haven't got on the ship yet.
Yeah.
So there's some of their some of their cabin numbers were called out a few times to bring down the reception if they are not on the ship. So I'm so glad we got on the ship just in the nick of time. But we're in Lisbon in Portugal at the moment, and the weather's glorious. Lovely sunshine, it's beautiful weather. It's probably the first day of good weather we've had since we came on the ship. So far we had a lot of rain and wind, heavy winds and stuff like that. And we had treacherous currents as well. But last night was very calm. The waves were very calm last night. We had no problem with the current at all last night. It was lovely. And it's probably the first night I had a good night's sleep as well. Probably the best night I have had in a long time sleep-wise since I got on the ship. I had a great night's sleep for the first time. Because so far on the ship I hadn't slept very well. Last night was probably the first time I ever got a good night's sleep since I got on the ship, and I really needed that sleep. So it was very calm last night. The current was very, very calm, and so we weren't falling all over the place as we were the last few nights.
And Liam was delighted.
And my fiance was delighted. And
I was able to eat my whole dinner for once.
He saved to eat his dinner for once, yeah. But we had a lovely day, but I was a bit disappointed. We went into the city and we got a taxi out to the main shopping centre in Lisbon, and I had no success with the shopping, trying to find a gift store, and a lot of the staff in the shopping centre had no word of English. They didn't know what we were saying. We were trying to look for souvenir gift shops. They didn't have a clue what we were saying. They had no word. Didn't understand a word we were saying. And so we were just browsing around to every shop, every store. We couldn't see anything to my liking. And then we went to Burger King. I had something to eat and a drink of Coke, and he had a coffee and a cheese croissant or something like that. And so we decided to head back to the ship. So we get back to the ship about 20 to 2. Everyone had to be back to the ship by 2 o'clock because they're sailing off at 2:30, which was quite short. We had a very short time here in Lisbon. They're not staying here for very long today. So it didn't give anyone much time to look around the shops or anything. So it's only limited stay here today in Lisbon. Apparently they were saying something about the wind maybe getting heavy or something, the currents might get heavy. So that's why they decided to leave earlier, before the winds get heavy, I suppose. And also because somebody might want this spot. Now the boat might want
Someone above might want to come in here, yeah.
Might want to come here as well. But anyway, it was good weather, and the sun is gleaming out, and apparently at the moment it's now 27 degrees. And it's going to go up. They think it's going to go up to 34 degrees. So I'm glad I won't be here for it gets up to that temperature, because I don't like it I don't like it too hot. And so it was. It's been an interesting experience so far, and in mixture of weathers. But I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a great time, and I think Liam's enjoying it as well.
Yeah, very good.
In a great time. And he's in his shorts today, and he's wearing his flip-flops and as well. So because we had a weather for it. So I'm hoping now maybe if the ship is not too shaky, we may go down to the pool area and have a little dip at the pool. What do you think?
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe, yeah.
We bought our togs, but you might as well use them.
Might as well, yeah.
Might as well use them. Not let them go to waste.
I wouldn't mind doing jacuzzi for a while.
Jacuzzi. The ship has got 2 jacuzzis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has 2 jacuzzis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, yeah, we brought our togs with us anyway.
Mhm.
We might as well use them.
Mhm.
So we go to the pool area. It's at the sun deck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Around the sun deck area. And they have deck chairs as well, if you can lie out and stuff
Mhm.
as well. So and yeah, so that's really my update for today. We're in Lisbon today, and tomorrow we're in Lisbon, or tomorrow we're in Gibraltar. I'm not too sure exactly where that is, but Liam knows where that is.
It's an island off the coast, south coast of Spain. British owned.
British owned, oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very strategic importance in wartime because it controls the access to the Mediterranean. All the ships, any ship that wants to go to Egypt, Syria, Syria, Libya, Egypt, yeah, I said Egypt, Turkey, Greece, some parts of France, some parts of Spain, have to go past Gibraltar. You see, it's a bottleneck in the ocean, and the British own it. They won't give it up. The Spanish are looking to try and take it back off them, but there's no war on any of that. But it's disputed territory.
You ever been there yourself?
No, never been there.
So this will be your first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder how long you'll be staying there for this time, but
I think it's at 6 o'clock.
At 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it? What time
yeah.
do we arrive at?
8 in the morning, something like that.
6 o'clock. That's a bit late, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's later than normal, is it?
Later than normal, yeah.
That's
I'll check it again, but I think it's 6 o'clock.
That's the latest day we've had since we came on that trip. Isn't
One
it?
of them,
6
yeah,
o'clock?
it is, yeah.
I think it's the latest day. And our latest, I think, was 4:30, wasn't it? I think.
5:30.
5:30 or something. I think that's the latest day. So I'm excited. It should be interesting. Go to somewhere new that I've never been. I've never been to Lisbon. This will be my first visit to Lisbon, in Portugal. We met up with the taxi driver that we had was very nice. She was a female driver. She was a lovely lady, very nice. We had a lovely little chat with her in the car. She telling us all about Lisbon and stuff, and all the shops and all the interesting outlets you could go to and stuff like that. And telling us about her family, her children. She's 2 boys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Talking about that I was saying to Liam in the car, do you remember what thank you is in Portuguese? He says no, obrigado. Obrigado? No, obrigado. You know, and I says to the girl, I got better memory than Liam has. You know, I seem to remember, you just remember that, you only remember that. And I said, no, I remember a lot more than you. I remember a lot more than you do. I have a better memory. And then the woman was comparing about her husband. And she remembers some things more things than her, or vice versa.
For example, directions.
Yeah, directions and stuff like that. So it's kind of very similar. So sometimes the wife or the female would be better understanding more some things than what the male would understand. So some things the woman would remember that the men wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
So she has 2 boys, one of the 18, I think, and she said 1 to 21, isn't that?
Yeah.
So she's a lovely lady. We'd nice to go chat with her in the car.
Yeah, she's very pleasant. I agree.
Very pleasant lady.
We gave her a nice tip, you know.
There's a lovely tip as well. Yeah, lovely.
She was so nice to us.
It only cost us €20 to go into the city. And it was a lovely shopping centre. It was a very big shopping centre, but there was nothing to.
The souvenir shops we were looking for, we weren't there. But there were some very nice shops, just none to do with souvenirs.
Souvenirs, but she said there was a bit of everything. But
there was a souvenir shop, but it wasn't stuff we wanted, you know.
No, there was a lot of it. It was really selling Delphin, pots, pans, and stuff. There was nothing really to what I was looking for.
Yeah.
She said there was a bit of everything, but there wasn't really what I was looking for. But we got on. We came into the check-in area for the ship, and they had the souvenir shop in the check-in area, so I got some stuff in the check-in area. I got Liam's mum a little kind of a necklace thing, and I got my friend Kathy a silk scarf. So I got to spend my money eventually, some of it eventually anyway. So started to save, started to spend some of my money today. Just some of it.
At least for starters,
for the starters, yeah. So I still have 250 left. So I'm hoping to spend more now in Gibraltar and the next part of Spain. We're going to Spain again. The second part, different part of Spain this time.
Yeah.
We're going to Spain twice on the trip.
Yeah, yeah.
Strange going to the same country twice, but whatever. So I'll be interested. I'd be dying to see what I'm going to see in Gibraltar. I've never been to Gibraltar, so I'm going to see what it's going to look like. And I hope we have good weather in Gibraltar. I hope it's nice now. I hope it's not going to be wet and miserable. Like with France, it was miserable and wet, and I was quite surprised it was raining in France of all places. But I didn't expect it to be rain and wet and, you know, cold and wet and windy.
We narrowly escaped getting drenched.
Yeah, I was blown from every direction on that day. What day was that?
Yeah, it was I forget now. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday. They were just literally blown from every direction. I was now literally blown away. It was absolutely freezing, soaked. I was literally soaked, and on that day we went to France. I hope it's not going to be like that now tomorrow in Gibraltar. I hope it's going to be a nice day tomorrow, like it is today. So, yeah. So that's my report for today. So I'll give you another report tomorrow, when we arrive in Gibraltar. Thank you. Bye.